A black man was fixing her bathroom light. Then she said, "Can you fix something else too?" Autumn Whitley stood in her dark bathroom at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night, staring at the light fixture that had sparked, popped, and died 20 minutes ago. She tried the breaker, checked the bulb, even Googled bathroom light emergency fix. Nothing worked. At 32, Autumn lived alone in a modest house in Portland, Oregon. Her blonde hair was pulled into a messy bun, her blue eyes tired from another long day teaching third grade. She'd been divorced for 2 years from Trevor Whitley, a man who'd spent their entire marriage making her feel small, worthless, and incapable of basic tasks. "You can't even change a light bulb without messing it up," Trevor's voice echoed in her memory. Useless. But Autumn wasn't calling Trevor. She was calling Morrison's Emergency Repair Service, the only company with 24-hour availability according to Yelp. "Morrison's, this is Paxton speaking. Hi, I need an emergency electrician. My bathroom light sparked and went out, and I'm worried about a fire hazard. I can have someone there in 30 minutes. Address?" After providing details, Autumn cleaned up her bathroom nervously. She'd never had a stranger in her house this late. Her best friend, Delaney Cross, had warned her about calling random repair services. "Just make sure they're licensed and legit," Delaney had said. "Portland's safe, but you can't be too careful." Exactly 32 minutes later, the doorbell rang. Autumn checked the peephole and saw a man in a Morrison's uniform holding a toolbox. She opened the door with the chain still on. "Hi, I'm Keaton Morrison. You called about a bathroom light?" Autumn's breath caught. Keaton Morrison was possibly the most attractive man she'd ever seen. Tall, with dark brown skin, warm brown eyes, and a smile that made her forget momentarily why he was there. He looked to be in his mid-30s, with a calm confidence that immediately put her at ease. "Yes. Sorry, let me..." She fumbled with the chain, finally opening the door properly. "I'm Autumn. The bathroom's upstairs." "No problem. Let me take a look." As Keaton followed her upstairs, Autumn was hyper-aware of her ratty pajamas and messy hair. Why did the hot electrician have to show up when she looked like she'd been wrestling with textbooks all day? Which, to be fair, she had. In the bathroom, Keaton examined the light fixture with professional focus. "When did it spark?" "About 45 minutes ago. I was just washing my face and suddenly there was a pop and a flash. I shut off the breaker immediately." "Smart. Can you show me which breaker?" Autumn led him to the basement, explaining, "I've been here 2 years, and this is the first major electrical problem. Should I be worried about the whole house? Let me check the fixture first. Could just be old wiring in that one spot." Back in the bathroom, Keaton worked methodically, testing connections, examining wires, explaining everything he was doing. Autumn found herself relaxed by his calm demeanor and clear communication. So different from Trevor, who treated her like she couldn't understand anything technical. "The fixture's fried," Keaton finally said. "Bad wiring caused a short. The good news is it's isolated to this fixture. The bad news is you need a new one installed. Can you do it tonight? I have a basic fixture in my truck that'll work temporarily. Tomorrow you can pick out something nicer and I can come back to install it. Does that work?" "That's perfect, thank you." As Keaton worked, Autumn found herself studying him. His hands were capable and sure, his voice soothing as he explained what he was doing. He treated her with respect, never condescending, never impatient with her questions. "You said your last name is Morrison? Like the company?" "Yep. My dad, Terrell Morrison, started it 30 years ago. I took over 5 years ago when he retired. We do emergency calls because I remember what it's like to have something break at midnight with no help available." "That's really kind. It's practical. People need help at weird hours. Why not provide it?" He finished installing the temporary fixture and tested it. Light flooded the bathroom. "There we go. All set for tonight. How much do I owe you?" "Emergency call is $150 plus $75 for the temporary fixture. Tomorrow's installation would be another $100 depending on what fixture you choose." Autumn tried not to wince at the cost, but knew it was fair for emergency service. As she wrote the check, her hand trembled slightly, not from fear, but from attraction she hadn't expected to feel. "Thank you, Keaton. I really appreciate you coming out so late. No problem. That's what we do. He handed her a card. Call tomorrow when you've picked a fixture. I'll come install it whenever works for you. After he left, Autumn stood in her now lit bathroom, staring at his business card. Keaton Morrison, owner, jar master electrician. She told herself her racing heart was from the stress of the electrical emergency. But deep down, she knew it was something else entirely. Hello, my Stop Racism family. Thank you for tuning in today. Before we dive deeper into this beautiful love story, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop your country and state in the comments below. Also, I'd love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the story so far? Do you believe love can truly conquer prejudice? Let us know in the comments. We love reading them. And trust me, your words motivate us to keep making these videos. Let's make this video reach at least 50 comments. Your support means the world to us, and it drives us to create even more meaningful content for you. So don't forget to comment, share, and keep spreading love. The next day, Autumn took her lunch break to browse lighting fixtures at Hammond's Hardware. The store manager, Barry Hammond, helped her select a brushed nickel fixture that would match her bathroom's aesthetic. Need installation? Barry asked. Already have someone. Morrison's Emergency Repair. Oh, Keaton, good guy. Does excellent work. His dad Terrell's been coming here for decades. Solid family business. That evening, Autumn called the number on Keaton's card. He answered on the second ring. Keaton Morrison. Hi, this is Autumn. From the bathroom light last night? Of course. Did you find a fixture? Yes, I got one from Hammond's. Is tomorrow evening possible? I'm free after 4:30. Perfect. I'll be there at 5. The next evening, Autumn changed clothes 3 times before Keaton arrived. She told herself she was just being presentable, but Delaney, who'd stopped by after work, saw right through her. You're into him, Delaney said, grinning. The electrician. I am not. I'm just being polite. You changed your shirt twice. That's not polite, that's interested. Del, I'm not looking for a relationship. Trevor destroyed my ability to trust men. Trevor was a controlling jerk who made you think you were worthless. This guy, Keaton, he treated you with respect. That's already better. Also, he's black. You know how people in my family would react. Delaney's expression sobered. Your parents are racist. You're not. Remember that distinction. When Keaton arrived, Delaney excused herself, but not before whispering to Autumn, he's gorgeous. Go for it. Keaton brought a professional warmth that made Autumn's nervousness dissipate. Let's see what you picked out. As he worked, they fell into easy conversation. Keaton asked about her job, and Autumn found herself telling him about her third graders, their chaos, their sweetness, their capacity for both frustration and joy. Teaching's hard, Keaton said, carefully wiring the new fixture. I couldn't do it. Kids scare me. Really? You seem so calm. With electrical work, I know the rules. With kids, no idea. Kids are just small humans. They want to be heard and valued. Treat them with respect and they'll surprise you. Sounds like good advice for all humans. It should be, but a lot of adults forget that part. Keaton tested the new light. It worked perfectly, casting warm light across the renovated bathroom. All set. This one should last you years. Thank you. How much do I owe you? The $100 installation fee. The fixture you bought separately, right? As Autumn wrote another check. She found herself not wanting him to leave. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you ever get weird reactions? Being a black business owner in Portland, I know the city has a reputation for being progressive, but I also know the reality is more complicated. Keaton's expression shifted. Surprise, then appreciation for the honesty. Yeah, I get reactions. Some people see the Morrison's truck and request someone else. Some people are surprised when I show up, instead of my white employee, Jasper. But most people are fine. Why do you ask? Because I grew up in a family that wouldn't be fine. My parents, Clifford and Marilyn Whitley, they're prejudiced. They raised me with beliefs I've spent my adult life unlearning. And I wanted you to know that you showing up to help me, a stranger, with professionalism and kindness, meant more than just fixing a light. It reminded me that good people exist. Keaton was quiet for a moment. That's one of the most honest things anyone said to me. Thank you for that. I should thank you for the light and the reminder. As Keaton packed his tools, he hesitated. Can I ask you something now? Of course. Would you want to grab coffee sometime? Not as electrician and client, just as two people talking. Autumn's heart raced. I'd like that, but I should be honest. I'm 2 years divorced from a man who spent our marriage tearing me down. I'm not great at relationships. I'm not looking for perfect, just real. Coffee, conversation, see if there's something worth exploring. No pressure. Okay, yes, coffee. Saturday morning. There's a great place called Brewster's near downtown. I know it. 10 a.m. Perfect. After Keaton left, Autumn stood in her perfectly lit bathroom, staring at her reflection. She looked nervous, excited, and terrified in equal measure. She was about to date a black man in a city that liked to think it was progressive, but had a complicated history with race. Her family would disapprove. Some of her colleagues might judge. Trevor would have a field day if he found out. But for the first time in years, Autumn didn't care what others thought. She wanted this. She wanted him, and she was going to be brave enough to try. Saturday morning arrived with rain, typical for Portland in October. Autumn arrived at Brewster's Coffee at 9:55, her stomach full of butterflies. She'd chosen jeans and a soft gray sweater, trying for casual but put together. Keaton was already there, sitting at a corner table with 2 coffees. He stood when he saw her, and Autumn noticed several people glancing their way. A black man and white woman meeting for what was clearly a date still drew attention, even in supposedly liberal Portland. I got you a latte, Keaton said, but I can exchange it if you prefer something else. Latte's perfect. Thank you. They settled into conversation easily. Keaton told her about taking over his father's business at 30, about the challenges of running a small company in a competitive market, about the satisfaction of helping people solve problems. My mom, Shayla Morrison, still does the bookkeeping, Keaton said. She's 70 and refuses to retire. Says Dad gets bored without her organizing his life. That's sweet. My parents divorced when I was 25. Very messy. My mom remarried a man even more prejudiced than my dad. It's complicated. Do you talk to them? Barely. We're civil at holidays, but there's not much warmth. When I divorced Trevor, they blamed me. Said I should have tried harder. Didn't matter that he was emotionally abusive. I'd failed at marriage, which was apparently my only real job. That's awful. I'm sorry. It's fine. I've built a chosen family. Friends like Delaney who actually support me. That matters more than blood. My family's tight, Keaton said. My younger sister Tamsin is a lawyer. She's convinced she needs to protect me from unworthy women. It's annoying but sweet. Protective sisters are good. What about your teaching? You said you love your 3rd graders. Autumn lit up talking about her students. 22 kids from diverse backgrounds, each with their own struggles and triumphs. My classroom is the most diverse in the school, she said proudly. 8 languages spoken at home. Kids from 6 different continents. I love it. Sounds like controlled chaos. The best kind. But it's also where I confront my own limitations. I grew up in an all-white suburb. My parents actively avoided diversity. Teaching diverse kids forced me to educate myself about experiences outside my bubble. That's growth. Not everyone does that work. I had to. I couldn't teach these kids without understanding their lives. And honestly, unlearning racism is ongoing. I still catch myself making assumptions I didn't know I had. Keaton reached across the table, taking her hand. The gesture was gentle, questioning. The fact that you're aware and working on it matters. Most people just deny their biases exist. Is that enough, though? Awareness without action is just guilt. What actions have you taken? I diversified my classroom library, made sure there were books with protagonists who look like my students. I challenged the school's discipline policies that disproportionately punished black and brown kids. I attend workshops on cultural competence, but sometimes I wonder if it's enough. It's more than most white people do. Trust me, as a black man in business, I can tell the difference between performative allyship and genuine work. They talked for 3 hours, the coffee long finished. Other customers came and went, but Autumn and Keaton remained, conversation flowing naturally from serious topics to lighter ones. Favorite movies, embarrassing childhood stories, dreams for the future. "I want to expand Morrison's," Keaton admitted. "Hire more people, maybe open a second location. But it's scary. What if I fail? What if you succeed? That's scary too. Success means visibility, more opportunities for discrimination, for people questioning whether I deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. From what I've seen, you're excellent at your work and kind to people. That's the recipe for success." "Thank you. That means a lot." He hesitated. "Can I be honest about something?" "Always. I'm nervous about this, about us. I've dated white women before, and it's complicated. Some fetishize me. Some want to prove they're not racist by dating me. Some genuinely connect, but their families and friends make it impossible. I can't tell yet which category you'll fall into." Autumn appreciated his honesty. "I can't promise my family won't be horrible. They probably will be. But I can promise I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm here because you're kind and interesting, and you make me feel seen in a way I haven't felt in years. Your race is part of who you are, but it's not why I'm attracted to you." "That's a good answer. Is it enough?" "For now, yes. Let's see where this goes. Take it slow. Be honest with each other. Deal?" "Deal." As they left Brewster's, Keaton walked Autumn to her car. The rain had stopped, leaving Portland gleaming and fresh. He kissed her cheek, gentle, respectful, promising more. "Same time next week?" he asked. "I'd like that." Driving home, Autumn felt something she hadn't felt since before her marriage to Trevor. Hope. Not naive hope that ignored reality, but cautious hope that maybe, just maybe, she'd found something real. She had no idea how much that hope would be tested in the weeks ahead. Their relationship developed slowly over the next month. Coffee dates became dinner dates. Dinner dates became movie nights at Autumn's house. Keaton met Delaney officially and won her over with his easygoing humor and obvious care for Autumn. "He's good for you," Delaney told Autumn after one dinner. "You smile more. You seem lighter." "I'm falling for him," Autumn admitted. "It's terrifying." "Because of Trevor?" "Partly, but also because I know what's coming. My family, some of my colleagues, random strangers, they're going to have opinions about us, and not good ones. You can't control their prejudice, only your response to it." The first major incident happened at Riverside Elementary, where Autumn taught. She'd mentioned Keaton casually to her colleague Bernadette Fisk, a 50-something teacher who'd been at the school for 20 years. "You're dating a black man?" Bernadette's voice was loud enough that other teachers in the lounge looked over. "Yes, his name is Keaton. He owns Morrison's Emergency Repair." "Oh, I know Morrison's. Good company. But Autumn, don't you think that's asking for trouble? The racial differences alone are irrelevant. We care about each other. That's what matters." "I'm not racist," Bernadette said, which immediately signaled she was about to say something racist. "But you have to think about the complications. What if you have children? What about your family? Won't this make your life harder?" "My life is mine to live. Not my family's. Not yours. Mine. I'm just concerned." "Don't be." Autumn grabbed her things and left the lounge, fuming. Later that day, the principal, Dr. Glenna Hayes, called Autumn to her office. "Bernadette mentioned you were upset during lunch. Is everything okay?" Autumn considered lying, but decided against it. "I'm dating someone." Bernadette had opinions about him being black. It was inappropriate. "I see. Autumn, you know your personal life is your business. But I do want to caution you. This school serves a conservative community. Some parents might have reactions if they learn about your relationship." "Are you asking me to hide my relationship?" "I'm suggesting discretion, for your own protection and the school's reputation." Dr. Hayes, with respect, asking me to hide my relationship is asking me to validate prejudice. I won't do that. I'm not asking you to validate anything. Just be aware of potential complications. That evening, Autumn told Keaton about the conversations. They were at his apartment, a clean, modern space that reflected his practical nature. And he was cooking dinner. "This is what I worried about. Keaton said, stirring pasta sauce. Not your feelings, but everyone else's reactions. It's exhausting. Do you want to stop because of the complications? No, but I want you to be sure you're ready for this. It's not going to get easier. My sister Tamsin already has concerns. About me specifically? About you being white. She's protective, and she's seen me hurt by white women who couldn't handle the reality of interracial dating. She wants to meet you before she forms opinions, but she's skeptical. That's fair. I'd be skeptical too if I were her. The difference is, I'm not skeptical. Autumn, I'm falling in love with you. But I need to know you're all in. That you're not going to bail when your family makes racist comments, or strangers stare, or colleagues make your life difficult. Autumn set down her wine glass, standing to face him directly. Keaton, I'm all in. Yes, this scares me. Yes, I know it'll be hard, but you're worth it. What we have is worth fighting for. I'm not running when things get difficult. Promise? Promise. He kissed her then, deep and real and full of emotion they'd been building for weeks. When they broke apart, both were crying slightly. I love you, Keaton said. I tried not to, tried to protect myself, but I do. I love you too. I think I have since you fixed my bathroom light and treated me like I had a brain. It's a low bar for love. You'd be surprised how many men can't clear it. The evening ended with them tangled together on his couch, talking about futures they were terrified to plan, but too hopeful to ignore. They knew challenges were coming. They just didn't know how severe those challenges would be. Meeting Tamsin Morrison was intimidating. Keaton's younger sister was a civil rights attorney, sharp, protective, and immediately suspicious of Autumn. So, you're the white teacher, Tamsin said at their first meeting over brunch at Keaton's favorite soul food restaurant, Nadia's Kitchen. I'm Autumn. It's nice to finally meet you. My brother says you're different from his other white girlfriends, that you're actually doing the work to understand racism instead of just performing wokeness. I'm trying. I know I have blind spots. I'm working on them. What does working on them mean specifically? Autumn detailed her efforts. The books she'd read by James Baldwin, Ta-Nehisi Coates, and Abramax. Kendi, the workshops she'd attended, the conversations she'd had with colleagues of color, the changes she'd made in her teaching. And what about your family? Tamsin pressed. Keaton says they're racist. How are you handling that? Poorly, probably. I've minimized contact. We're polite at holidays, but not close. If they make comments about Keaton, I'll defend him and probably cut them off completely. That's a big step. Are you ready for it? I don't know. But I know I'm not sacrificing Keaton to keep the peace with people who think his race makes him less than. That's non-negotiable. Tamsin studied her for a long moment. Okay, I'll give you a chance. But hurt my brother, and I'll make your life miserable. I'm a lawyer. I have resources. Noted. After Tamsin left, Keaton relaxed visibly. That went better than expected. She's intense. She's protective. We grew up with racism everywhere. From teachers who assumed Tamsin couldn't be good at math because she's black, from store owners who followed us around, from cops who pulled Dad over for driving while black. She learned early that white people could hurt us, intentionally or not. I understand her skepticism. I'd feel the same way. The real test came 2 weeks later, when Autumn's mother, Marilyn, called unexpectedly. Your father heard a rumor that you're dating someone. We'd like to meet him. How did Dad hear anything? We barely speak. Bernadette Fisk's husband knows your father from the Rotary Club. She mentioned you were dating someone unusual. Autumn felt rage building. By unusual, you mean black. Silence. Then, Autumn, we're not prejudiced. We just want to meet this man you're seeing. Isn't that normal? Normal would be being genuinely curious, not investigating because a gossip told you he's black. Mom, I love him. His name is Keaton Morrison. He owns a successful business. He's kind and smart and treats me better than Trevor ever did. And yes, he's black. If that's a problem for you and Dad, we have nothing more to discuss. Don't be dramatic. We're your parents. We have a right to be concerned. About what? That he loves me? That he respects me? That he sees me as an equal partner? Those should be positives, not concerns. You know what I mean. I do, and it's racist. Mom, I'm not bringing Keaton around so Dad can interrogate him or make subtle racist comments. He deserves better than that. If you can't accept him without judgment, then you won't meet him at all. You're choosing this man over your family. I'm choosing love and respect over bigotry. That's not the same thing." Marilyn hung up. Autumn sat shaking, tears streaming down her face. Delaney, who'd been there for moral support, hugged her tightly. "I'm proud of you," Delaney said. "That took guts. I feel awful." "You feel grief. You're mourning the family you wish you had. That's normal." When Autumn told Keaton about the conversation, they were at her house. He held her as she cried, not trying to fix it, just being present. "I'm sorry," Autumn sobbed. "You don't deserve this. You don't deserve my family's racism. It's not your fault. You didn't create their prejudice. And Autumn, I want you to know, I don't expect you to choose me over your family. If maintaining that relationship matters to you, it doesn't. Not if they can't accept you. Keaton, you're my family now. You and Delaney and the people who actually love and support me. Blood doesn't make family. Love does. Are you sure?" "Completely. My parents had their chance to be decent humans. They chose prejudice. I choose you." He kissed her forehead. "I love you, and I'm sorry this is hard. It's worth it. You're worth it." That night, they stayed awake talking about what family meant, about building lives that honored who they were instead of who others expected them to be. It was hard. It was scary, but it was real, and that mattered more than anything else. How's this story hitting you so far? Tell us in the comments. If you're loving it, type 1. If not, type 0. We want to know what you think. 3 months into their relationship, things escalated. Autumn's ex-husband, Trevor, found out about Keaton through mutual acquaintances and decided to make his opinions known. He showed up at Autumn's house unannounced on a Sunday morning when Keaton's truck was parked in the driveway. His pounding on the door woke them both. "Autumn, open up. We need to talk." Keaton immediately tensed. "That's Trevor?" "Yes." "Stay inside. I'll handle this." But when Autumn opened the door, Trevor pushed past her into the house, stopping short when he saw Keaton emerging from the bedroom in sweatpants and a t-shirt. "You've got to be kidding me." Trevor sneered. "You're sleeping with a black guy. That's what you traded me for?" "Trevor, leave. Now, or I'm calling the police." This is hilarious. Desperate Autumn couldn't keep a white man, so she settled for... Keaton stepped forward, his voice deadly calm. "Finish that sentence and we'll have a problem. Leave." She asked nicely. "I'm not asking." "Oh, the boyfriend's going to defend her honor? How noble. Tell me, how much is she paying you? Because Autumn doesn't have much to offer besides." Autumn slapped him. Hard. The sound echoed in the small living room. "Get out. Get out of my house right now. We're divorced. You have no right to be here, no right to comment on my life, and no right to speak to Keaton that way." Trevor's face went red. "You're making a mistake. Wait until everyone finds out. Wait until your principal hears that you're bringing this person around students. Finish that sentence, and I'll sue you for defamation," came a new voice from the doorway. Tamsin Morrison stood there in lawyer mode, phone out and recording. "I'm Keaton's sister and Autumn's lawyer as of right now. You're trespassing. You've made racist statements. You've threatened her employment. Leave immediately, or I'll have you arrested." Trevor looked between the three of them, realized he was outnumbered, and left cursing under his breath. After he was gone, Autumn collapsed on the couch, shaking. Keaton sat beside her, pulling her close. Tamsin reviewed her recording. "I got everything. If he tries anything, contacting your school, harassing you, whatever, we have evidence. Autumn, you might want to file for a restraining order." "I'll think about it." "Tamsin, why are you here?" "Keaton texted me the second Trevor showed up. I was already on my way." She softened slightly. "You okay?" "Yeah, thank you." After Tamsin left, Autumn and Keaton sat in silence for a long time. Finally, Autumn spoke. "This is what it's going to be like, isn't it? People we know, strangers, everyone having opinions about us. Probably. Is it too much?" "No. But Keaton, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be completely honest. Always. Can you fix something else too?" Keaton looked confused. "What do you mean?" "That first night, you fixed my bathroom light. You fixed a practical problem. But since then, you've been fixing something else. My ability to trust, my belief that I deserve kindness, my understanding that love doesn't have to hurt. You fixed parts of me I didn't know were broken. And I need to know, is that sustainable? Can we keep fixing each other? Or will we eventually break under the weight of everyone's prejudice? Keaton took both her hands. Autumn, I can't fix you. You're not broken. But I can partner with you, support you, love you through hard things. And yes, the prejudice will be exhausting. But we're not fragile. We're strong. Together, we're even stronger. Promise? Promise. But I need something from you too. What? Stop seeing yourself through your ex-husband's eyes. Stop believing you're not enough. You're brilliant and kind and brave. You're choosing love over comfort, standing up to your family, fighting for us. That's not weakness. That's strength. Sometimes I don't feel strong. That's when you lean on me. That's what partnership means. They spent the rest of the day processing what had happened. Autumn filed a police report about Trevor's trespassing and contacted a lawyer about a restraining order. Keaton called his parents to update them. Terrell and Shayla were furious on Autumn's behalf and invited them to dinner that week. My mom wants to adopt you, Keaton joked. She's already planning how to outmother your actual mother. I'd be okay with that. That evening, as they cooked dinner together in Autumn's small kitchen, something shifted. They weren't just dating anymore. They were partners, a team facing the world's prejudice together. I love you, Autumn said, stirring pasta sauce while Keaton chopped vegetables. I don't say it enough, but I do. Completely. I love you too, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Especially? Because easy love doesn't mean much. Hard love, love that requires fighting and sacrifice and courage, that's the love that matters. That's what we have. Then let's keep fighting for it. Always. 6 months after the bathroom light incident that had brought them together, Autumn and Keaton had built something real. They'd weathered Trevor's harassment, which ended after the restraining order was granted. Autumn's family's disapproval. Her father, Clifford, had sent one nasty letter that Autumn had burned without reading completely, and countless microaggressions from strangers. But they'd also built joy. Keaton taught Autumn about electrical systems and home repair, practical skills that made her feel capable. Autumn introduced Keaton to her third graders during a career day, and watching him patiently explain circuits to 8-year-olds made her fall even more in love. You're good with kids, she told him afterward. I had a good teacher. You showed me they're just small humans who want respect. They'd fallen into routines. Sunday dinners with Terrell and Shayla, Tuesday game nights with Delaney and her girlfriend Flora, Friday date nights that ranged from fancy restaurants to cozy movie nights at home. One Saturday morning, Autumn woke to find Keaton already up, making breakfast in her kitchen. He looked nervous. What's wrong? She asked. Nothing's wrong, but I need to ask you something. Okay. Keaton set down the spatula and took her hands. Autumn, I know we've only been together 6 months. I know the world thinks that's too fast, but I also know I've never felt this certain about anything. You're my partner, my best friend, the person I want to face every hard thing with. Will you marry me? He pulled out a ring. Simple, beautiful, exactly her style. Autumn's eyes filled with tears. Yes. God, yes. I want to marry you. They kissed, laughing and crying simultaneously, the pancakes burning forgotten on the stove. I haven't asked your father's permission, Keaton joked. Should I? Absolutely not. You're asking me, not him. My choice, my life. Good answer. Planning the wedding became an exercise in navigating 2 families and cultures. Shayla wanted a big celebration with all of Keaton's extended family. Autumn wanted something small and intimate. They compromised on a medium-sized wedding at a beautiful garden venue. We're inviting your parents, Keaton said firmly when Autumn suggested excluding them. Not because they deserve it, but because I want them to see you happy, to see what they're missing by choosing prejudice over love. What if they don't come? Then they don't come. But they get the invitation. That's important. Clifford and Marilyn Whitley received their invitation and didn't respond for 2 weeks. Finally, Marilyn called. Your father won't come. He thinks you're making a mistake. And you? I think I was wrong. I've been reading, Autumn, about racism, about interracial families, about the prejudice I didn't realize I had. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning. But I want to try. May I come to the wedding? Autumn was stunned. Really? Really? And Autumn? I'm sorry. for making you feel like your choices were wrong, for prioritizing comfort over your happiness. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes, come to the wedding. We'd like that. The wedding day arrived sunny and perfect. Autumn wore a simple white dress, her blonde hair loose and decorated with flowers. Keaton wore a tailored suit that made him look even more handsome than usual. Delaney stood as maid of honor. Keaton's best friend since college, Quincy Shields, stood as best man. Tamsin read a passage about love that had both Autumn and Keaton crying. Marilyn attended, sitting quietly, but crying happy tears. Clifford's absence was noted, but didn't diminish the joy. Autumn's vows brought the entire gathering to tears. Keaton, you came into my life to fix a light, but what you actually fixed was my belief that I deserved kindness. You taught me that love doesn't have to hurt. That partnership means supporting each other through hard things. That choosing each other over comfort is the bravest thing we can do. I promise to keep choosing you, every day, through prejudice and judgment and whatever else the world throws at us. You're my home. Keaton's vows were equally moving. Autumn, I knew I loved you the first night I met you. You were counting coins and trying to solve a problem yourself. You were kind to a stranger, even though you were stressed. You saw me as a person, not as someone to fear or fetishize. You've taught me that love can bridge any difference, that growing together is better than staying comfortable. I promise to see you fully, to support your dreams, to fight beside you instead of for you, to build a life that honors both our histories while creating something new. You're my partner in everything. They kissed as husband and wife, while their chosen family celebrated. Terrell and Shayla cried. Tamsin smiled despite trying to look tough. Delaney and Flora cheered loudly. At the reception, Marilyn approached Autumn tentatively. You look beautiful. Happy? I am happy. Mom, thank you for coming, for trying. Thank you for inviting me despite everything. Autumn, I want to know your husband. Will you let me try? Yes, we'd like that. Later, as Autumn and Keaton danced to their first song as a married couple, she whispered, We did it. We survived everything and we're here. We're more than survived. We built something beautiful. And Autumn, this is just the beginning. I know. I can't wait. Their love story had started with a broken bathroom light and a request for help. It had grown through honesty, courage, and the daily choice to see each other fully. They'd faced racism, judgment, and opposition from people who thought their love was wrong. But they'd proven that love, real love, brave love, committed love, could overcome anything. That choosing each other was worth every fight. That building a life together was the best thing either of them had ever done. Can you fix something else too? Autumn had asked that first night. Keaton had fixed her light. But more importantly, he'd helped her fix her belief in herself. In love? In the possibility that happiness was something she deserved. And together, they'd fixed each other's understanding of what partnership could be, what love should be, what life was meant to be when you stopped accepting less than you deserved. 5 years later, they sat in the living room of the house they'd bought together, bigger than Autumn's first house, with modern electrical that Keaton had personally upgraded. Their 2-year-old daughter, Coretta, played with blocks while they sipped coffee. Remember when you came to fix my bathroom light? Autumn asked. Best emergency call I ever took. You fixed more than the light that night. You fixed something in me too. Showed me that love could be simple, real, built on respect instead of games. So, who fixed whom? I think we fixed each other. And we're still fixing things. Building together. That's what partnership is. I love you, Keaton Morrison. I love you too, Autumn Morrison. Coretta, hearing her name somewhere in the conversation, toddled over and climbed into her father's lap. She had Autumn's blonde hair and Keaton's brown eyes, a perfect blend of both of them, growing up in a home filled with love that transcended every category society tried to impose. Story? Coretta demanded. What story do you want? Autumn asked. How you met Daddy. Autumn and Keaton exchanged smiles. They'd told this story hundreds of times, and it never got old. Well, Autumn began. Daddy came to fix Mommy's bathroom light, and then Mommy asked him to fix something else, too. What did he fix? Coretta asked, even though she knew the answer. He fixed Mommy's heart, and Mommy fixed Daddy's heart, and then we fixed everything together. Like a team? Exactly like a team. Coretta smiled, satisfied with this answer, and went back to her blocks. Keaton pulled Autumn close. Think she'll understand someday what we fought through to be together? I think she'll grow up in a world that's slightly better than ours. And that's because people like us chose love over prejudice, built families that looked different, refused to accept that racism was okay. One family at a time, one family at a time. Their love story wasn't perfect. They still faced prejudice. Strangers who stared, relatives who made comments, systems that tried to categorize them into boxes they didn't fit. But they faced it together, with honesty and courage and unwavering commitment to each other. And that made all the difference.